interesting. A lot of it's magnet though. So let me show you. Let me actually just show you guys. Let me turn off my cam here real quick. I should plug in my other cam for that. There I am. Hey, what am I doing in the corner there? Okay, so... Yes, my green screen is not up. So it's actually me and my hair is getting long. I need a haircut. So here it is. Here is the Elite controller. Nice and new. My brother's been having a little bit of issues with it. He said it moves. If you're on the old dashboard, it moves kind of weird. Like things press randomly, but I think it's because of the paddles. Paddles are hella sensitive, so the paddles, they're removable. You could just lift up and it's like a magnet and it comes right off, see? So it comes right off and you could just put it back on. And you could turn on the paddles if you want to use the paddles. You could turn them off if you don't want to use the paddles. You just have to press the where the that connector thing is. You double tap it, and then these paddles turn off, so you don't have to use them. And if they're in your way, you could always take them off, which is a cool thing. I like that. You could just take them right off. Let's see, what else? There's the trigger stops here. You can adjust them if you want the trigger stops on, if you want them off. Trigger stops on, I guess, would be best for like first-person shooter stuff. And then to turn them off, you could just use your you turn them off, and then you could use it for like racing games, because I know these triggers are really sensitive when you play racing games or anything that requires really sensitive pushing on the triggers. So you could turn them off and turn them on. You could even switch them out. Like you could switch which side has triggers, which trigger stops, and which side doesn't, which is really cool. The front, you can remove all these things. You can remove this, just pull it right off. It's like a magnet, and you can switch it out with like a domed, if you want a domed one. So you can just switch it off, and then it'll just snap back on. And just snap back on. And you can switch out this one too. It's really cool. And then you can switch this out too. You can switch out your direction pad. Like if you play, what would you switch this out for? Probably for arcade games, huh? Like Street Fighter and stuff, where you need the diagonals pressed and everything. It's pretty cool. I remember seeing a picture of this for the first time. I thought it was a blurred. I was like, why are they blurring the direction pad? That's pretty weird. But I guess this is really good for when you're playing Street Fighter or other things where you need diagonal buttons more than just the other cross direction pad. So that is it. And they also have longer sticks. So if you want to switch out, kind of like when you have Control Freaks, if you want to add that on there, you can. So it's, you know, you can, it's two, so you have two lengths of the concave thingies. You have that one, you have this one, and you can make it longer, shorter. This is not how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to, let me put this on here. Where do I go? There. See? So that's pretty cool. This is what I was messing with like a moment ago. And then for like, you can map all the buttons. That's what I was messing with earlier. I don't know if you saw it. You can make the right trigger, left trigger, whatever button you want it to be, which is pretty cool. But this thing's expensive. Oh, and when you map it, there's two switches. You can configure it between two things. So you got one side, you can pick it for like multiplayer, and then the other side, say you want it for like Street Fighter or whatever. So you can, so you configure it so that you can set what map of your controller is, which is cool too. But I think this would make sense, I guess, if I was playing like 2 different games and I wanted the same buttons. That would make sense there. Like how I configured the settings for Halo. I set it up where my left trigger was aim, which is zoom in, and then the left stick was to run, and it was pretty cool. But then I already adjusted to the new recon setting, so I switched it back to my first setting. That was just regular. So I like this feature that you can turn off the paddles and turn them on and remap it to whatever you want. So I think it's pretty awesome. There's grips on here too, so it doesn't feel like it's too
What the hell's a pre-fire
shiny or whatever. And it doesn't feel that like I'm sweating too much on the controller itself. So that's what it is. This is what it looks like. This is what I've been messing with today.